The African National Congress losing control of some of its regions? Why is the late Limpopo Education MEC yet to be replaced? Is the crisis in eThekwini a reflection of the state of the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal? Will the ANC still be in control of Nelson Mandela Bay Metro come 2016 local government elections? What time is it? It's question time. Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Mpho. The African National Congress's elective conferences remain critical events with branches, sub-branches and regions being important towards mobilizing support and participation among the party's rank and file. It is at these gatherings where the leadership that emerges will most likely wield enormous influence at the ANC's 2017 elective conference. The country's largest ANC region, eThekwini, was recently forced to call off its elective conference after unruly party members disrupted the proceedings, and this poses a serious challenge to both provincial and national leadership. Latest developments in the Eastern Cape, Limpopo and Mpumalanga also require urgent attention. But will the ANC succeed in quelling all these flames? A reminder that this is a live program, and therefore you can call us and air your views on the following numbers: 011 714 6841, 6842 or 6843. My guests today who expect to be joined on the line by Bonagele Machuba, who is the South African Communist Party Secretary in Mpumalanga. Mr. Machuba, welcome also to Question Time.
Yes, afternoon and afternoon to the viewers and listeners.
Yes, we also have the Secretary of the ANC in Limpopo, Date Noxiabi. Joining us here in this Johannesburg studios is a political science lecturer at the Tshwane University of Technology, Bolivi Ndo. Welcome, gentlemen, to Question Time, all of you. But before we go into our discussion, let's take a look at this insert quickly.
As the clock towards the 2016 local government elections is ticking away, the recent developments at some African National Congress-controlled provinces have become a cause for concern for the leadership. KwaZulu-Natal is not only home to State President Mr. Jacob Zuma, but is also a historical stronghold for the ANC. The eThekwini region, with its 103 branches, prides itself as the largest African National Congress region in South Africa. However, the eThekwini Regional Conference, staged for a second time this year, was recently abandoned after unruly party members disrupted proceedings. These tensions are reported to be between supporters of Councillor Zandile Gumede and those supporting Mayor James Nxumalo. Meanwhile, a senior ANC delegation led by President Jacob Zuma and his deputy Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa recently traveled to Port Elizabeth's Nelson Mandela Bay Metro amid allegations of corruption and poor governance in an effort to bring stability. This in the wake of simmering tensions in Limpopo, Mpumalanga and the Western Cape, where disgruntled party members have sought help from Luthuli House, questioning the credibility of the recent Overberg and Central Karoo conferences.
There we have the precursor to the program. Mr. Ndo, you are an analyst, independent. How would you describe the state of the ANC at the moment? Let's look at Limpopo, Mpumalanga, KZN, and the Eastern Cape, and perhaps even the Western Cape itself.
Well, one must start off by saying that a few years ago, the ANC went out public to say that they've got 1 million members. And that is an indication of growth within the ANC. And that is quantity and not quality. And I think when they're looking at the numbers that they have, they should actually look at how do they actually bring in quality within their rank and file. President Zuma and Secretary General Mantashe would always put an emphasis to say that the ANC is a broad church. And this will actually mean that they actually accommodate people from different levels and different backgrounds. What will then mean is that the ANC has got serious challenges now to ensure that they intensify their political education, to say that they've got their rules and regulations that must be followed. There are certain people that must attend conferences. Some might not attend conferences. Conferences of the ANC today are characterized by a number of chaos and disruptions. And I think the leadership of the ANC has to stand up and do something about it. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be the case now.
Mr. Bonakale, the South African Communist Party in Mpumalanga has been very vocal around issues of the ANC, in particular the chairperson. How would you describe the state of the alliance in that part of the country?
There is no alliance in Mpumalanga. That's how I can describe it, because there's been tensions for over a long span of time now.
So are you saying, therefore, that the ANC does not exist in cahoots with the Communist Party?
The ANC leadership, not necessarily the ANC, some individuals in the ANC have got a hate. Actually, they are passionately hating the SACP. Not generally the membership and some other leaders. Unfortunately, for those people who are occupying positions of influence, are the ones who will be able to influence other people, possibly to have a problem. But it's a small minority, unfortunately, of which they are holding influential positions.
So what are you fighting over then?
Actually, the SACP has got a campaign against corruption. You'll recall, we had a campaign that was launched some years ago when we said you must red card corruption.
Yes.
When we came with that corruption, with that campaign, other leaders of the ANC didn't like that campaign, because they were saying that we were referring to them. And also, you'll recall that we also had some political killings that took place in this province, which up to today, they haven't yet been dealt with, nobody's arrested. So we are always calling for the arrest of those people who killed, for example, Bomba Njangas and also Comrade Jimo Mushala.
Yes.
And others. And also the question of a spy allegation leveled against the chairperson of the ANC in the province by the former premier and former chairperson and former treasurer general of the ANC. We say those allegations are very serious and they must be investigated.
Okay.
So as even those who are alleged, they can be able to clear their name.
But now,
when we raise those issues,
yes,
they are the ones that are causing strains in the province.
But now it is very clear. The Communist Party in Mpumalanga, you don't want David Mabuza. Am I correct?
David Mabuza doesn't want the Communist Party.
And therefore, you don't want him.
It's not us who attacked an ordinary lecture of an icon of the South African Communist Party by the name of Joe Slovo. It is people aligned to David Mabuza who decided to go and attack physically members of the Communist Party who were just having a peaceful commemoration of an icon in the liberation struggle of this country.
Okay. Hold the thought there. I want to cross to Polokwane, but we'll only do that after the break. And Siabi, just bear with me on that one. The number to dial 011-714-6841, 6842 or 6843. Perhaps you are in eThekwini. We want to know what exactly is happening. You probably are in the Eastern Cape. What is happening there? In the Western Cape, is Songazom Jongile, the secretary in that part, doing well? What is wrong with the ANC in that part of the country? This question time. Welcome back. You're still watching Question Time. Continue our discussion. My guest we have in the Polokwane studios, Noxiabi is the ANC secretary in Limpopo. Right here in studio, I've got Mr. Levindo, who is a political science lecturer at the Tshwane University of Technology. This is a live program. Please do call us on the numbers that will be on the screen just now. Let us hear what you have to say. 011-714-6841-42 or 43. Mr. Siabi, how stable is the ANC in Limpopo, and why has the post of the MEC for education not been filled after so many months? Does this not mean that things are really bad that side?
Thank you, and good afternoon to your listeners. The ANC in Limpopo is stable. You might have noticed that since we emerged from our provincial conference in 2014 February, we've been running with programs of the ANC. And we've just recently emerged from the successful Provincial General Council, where we were given report to members of the ANC, branches of the ANC in the province, about our performance as the Provincial Executive Committee since our elections. It is in that PGC where we gave a report to the members of the ANC and said to them that the Premier requested time to make his own assessment of his Executive Council so that he's able to make an informed decision when appointing an MEC for education. And it is in that PGC that we promised our membership that before the end of May, the Premier will have made a determination, and by that time will have appointed MEC for education.
Now, if I may find out here, there are reports that there are factions in the current PEC of the ANC. Can you confirm that?
I hear that as a rumor. As far as we are concerned, the PEC is working as a collective. Yes, in the PEC we're debating until we arrive at a particular resolution, which will be implemented as the resolution of the PEC. But as to whether they are institutionalized factions, that I'm not aware of.
Some called Boko Haram, actually.
That is the terminology we come across in the streets, but it is not the terminology that emerged from the PEC of the ANC in Limpopo. We don't have such.
Okay. Harry, you are calling us from Tongaat.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for calling, Harry.
Okay, right. So what I want to tell you, right? You know, when we started in 94, right, we had the best country. Mr. Mandela took for 5 years, right? 1 term.
Yes.
He was the best, right? Then after when he left, right, Mr. Thabo Mbeki came, right?
Yeah.
And then the cancer started. The cancer started with the ANC, right? And that was the prostate cancer started, right, with the ANC. It carried on until when he finished off, Jacob Zuma started, and that came up higher and higher. And now today, we are suffering all this year is because of the ANC corruption and ANC's, all this, their pals, job for pals, and all these things here, right?
Okay.
And that's why, hello?
Okay, I think we've lost Harry there, but Harry, you've made your point. Mr. Ndo, this issue of corruption and patronage always comes up whenever you talk about ANC tensions.
Yeah, well, corruption has become the most common word in the political circles and in the ANC today. It is actually influenced by a number of factors that most politicians, when they assume positions of responsibility, would quickly turn and become business people. And there are very few politicians who are not involved in business today as we speak. And I think that is one area that I think the ANC and other political parties must actually look at. That if you are a politician and you are tempted to get involved into business, you easily get corrupted or corrupt other people. Then you have got a corrupt system. And that is one other area that I think the ANC has to quickly look at very, very seriously.
Okay. Eunice, you are in Pretoria.
Hello, Mpo, and your guest in the studio.
Yes.
I just want to comment about these parties. I don't know if, but I think it will make sense.
Okay.
I am black and I'm South African. And I've believed before, during the apartheid era and now. What I've observed within my people is, in terms of color anyway, though they will say I'm not constitutional. I trained during the apartheid time, and there was no problem having a job. I'm now qualified. I'm a professional nurse, to be specific, with a post-basic qualification.
Yeah.
I've got 2 appointment letters of the government. I'm not looking this as a complaint. I'm taking a fact when you compare serious matters.
Okay.
This means within the government, I can't find a job. This one tells me that. This one tells me that. A professional nurse, theater trained. Then I went to the white people associated with other parties. I'm not saying all of them are, but I mean the general talk. Which, when they saw the qualification, the stomach grabbed me immediately. This is a thing to grab. But I'm having appointment, 2 of them of the government from 2011. You phone this one tells you this one. You email, you do this, you do that. And then where do you get the money and the time to do that? Now, when you weigh facts and they say to you, choose, what are you going to say? Black is my blood, but I need food, and I've got qualification, and I don't have any legal offense.
Okay.
So these people must just be united and be factual, and they must get proper training. Thank you, Mpo.
Thank you very much. Perhaps, that is with this. Let me just give you the opportunity to reply to this. I know it's not directed at the ANC per se, but since the ANC is the governing party, surely you could have something to say about this.
Yes, I'm aware that people are complaining about job opportunities.
Yes.
But as the ANC government, we have a program to make sure that we create job opportunities for our people in South Africa.
Okay.
We know that we have employed officials in various departments. It might be that some of the officials don't understand the ANC's vision, and there might be frustrating some of the applicants.
Yes.
I can't defend it for now because I'm not privy to the real facts.
Okay.
But I know it's not for the first time that I hear about people being frustrated by officials in government.
Okay.
That's why we, in some instances, we direct our political deployees in government to make sure that they are hands-on so that we minimize on such issues.
Let's talk quickly here, Mr. Seabi, about the infighting and corruption accusations that are making rounds within the ANC in Limpopo.
I'm not aware of any infighting.
Okay.
Since this provincial executive committee was elected into office. What I know is that people go to, or comrades go to a meeting with different views. They debate in such meetings, and ultimately they arrive at a particular decision. I've just cited to you that we just emerged from a successful provincial
the PGC.
Council.
Okay, let me just interject there. There's Mvuleni from Makado. Perhaps he may have a question or comment. Mvuleni?
Corruption itova kaboma David Mabuza fezina kana ika collective yote ya province ya Mpumalanga na ngori indwa ibonara yoto libana kaboma Buza page ikolivo.
Oh, and there's no well, basically the question here is the corruption allegations that have been leveled against DD Mabuza, are they leveled against him as a person or against him and the people who are perhaps working with him, or things like those? But as an observer, Mr. Ndu, what do you make of the current state of affairs in Mpumalanga?
Well, I think the ANC, or the Tripartite Alliance in Mpumalanga, is going through hard times. You'll recall that the strength of the ANC, they would always emphasize that it depends also mainly on the SABC and COSATU. And now obviously if you see the kind of tensions that are there in Mpumalanga, they've been there for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And apparently there seem to be difficulties in trying to address these issues. You will recall, as the previous guest was indicating here, that a lecture was actually disrupted. And it's quite rare to see members of the same party or of the same family throwing fists and chairs and stones like that. And that's why the leadership of the ANC, nationally and provincially, has to do something, to be seen to be having a political will, to try to mend the bridges that are actually falling apart.
Okay.
It's also depend on the membership themselves on the ground, on how do they actually try to accommodate one another and how best do they understand the ANC and the alliance in general.
Okay, so do you think that the ANC in Limpopo is united, as Mr. Siabi said?
Well, there are a lot of reports that talks about divisions in the ANC in Limpopo. And obviously, the SG in the province cannot agree to that one. Because obviously must be seen to be protecting his own responsibility as the SG of the party. But I think it's upon him now as a person to say, what is it that he can do to ensure that there are no divisions in Limpopo?
Okay.
A lot of leaders have come in Limpopo and gone, and they've lost very serious divisions and tensions in the ANC in Limpopo. And I think it's upon this leadership to do something different and unite the people of that province.
Quickly, Ntatesiap, you think you'll still be the best horse to bet on in 2016?
Definitely so. The ANC has changed the lives of our people in South Africa for the past 21 years. And the ANC has delivered a program, the National Development Plan, which chart a way forward for the next 30 years in as far as the development of South Africa is concerned. Therefore, people still have hope in the ANC. People of South Africa still believe in the ANC. And I think next year people will vote the ANC back into government in various municipalities.
And perhaps the final one, when can the people of Limpopo expect to get the MEC for education?
If they can just be a bit patient, by the end of May, they will have an MEC for education.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ntatesiap, and thanks very much, Mondo. That was question time for today. A big thank you to you for watching the show and to our guests. Get in touch with us. Our email address questiontime@sabc.co.za. Our Twitter handle @questiontime24. For me and the rest of the crew, have yourself a wonderful time. Goodbye.